Yeah, it's good.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. We have got a very exciting topic which we will be talking about, and I have got. My name is Roger Galway. I'm the branch manager in Victoria and also a researcher down here in Victoria. We are very excited to talk about this topic, and I have Kevin Young, the founder of the club, who will be presenting and talking along with me about this very important subject which we're going to be covering. It is Happy New Year to everyone. Hope 2021 is a better year than 2020 and the world will recover from the coronavirus. And we look forward to a very successful 2021. Okay, so therefore we thought, well, how can we kickstart the year? And we came up with this this topic of no tenant, no problem. And we'll talk about a 10-year rental support guarantee. So Kevin is going to cover a bit about this. So welcome, Kevin, and away we go.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks for your time. And hi, people. Out to make 21 a very successful year and financially the best year you've ever had. And we're here to help you because that's what we are, the Property Education Club. So the biggest concern that people have when they buy a property, whether they're new investors or an experienced investor, is what if I don't have any money coming in? How do I pay the mortgage, the rates, insurances? Am I going to go broke? And people have gone broke. All right, Roger, I'm all over the place at the moment. I haven't got my screen. There we go. So not having a tenant has caused a lot of people to only ever buy one or maximum of two properties and then over the lifetime retire on a park pension, which you don't want. A lot of people get there by, of course, they've bought a dud property, which no one can give a rent guarantee on a dud property. So also, property management is a problem. And as I've gone around the country talking to people, 9 times out of 10, the complaint is, I haven't had a rent increase for years. I have long vacancies. They're not using a club system. We get competition going between managing agents to see that there's at least 3 people try to find you a tenant. So what we've done, every 5 years we come up with this 10-year guarantee that satisfies you. You don't have a tenant, you've got money, you don't have the problem of going bust like some people can. So it's a great idea. It's only out there for 30 days and it only goes to 100 people. Okay, back to you, Roger.
Thanks, Kev. And well, one of the things which we consider as investors is one of our biggest concern is not having a tenant. And could we afford to lose a lot of money on our investment? One of our biggest incomes from our property is rent, and our tenant contributes a lot to that. And then we have the taxman, and we contribute a little bit to ourselves. So how do we continue? Now, whether we have rent or not, we still have to continue to pay our mortgage, our rates, our insurance, etc. So if we do not have a tenant, what is our solution? And this is where the club has come up with this 10-year rental guarantee. So how do we do that is what Kevin is going to explain now.
Well, this came out because of popular demand from people saying, well, I want to buy another property or I want to buy my first property, but what if I don't have a tenant? And this has affected a lot of people that have ended up broke. And as we know, the investor of the year, about 4 years ago, ended up with 2 properties that she couldn't find any rent at all coming in on. So obviously the property was the wrong property in the wrong location. So we offer no tenant, no problem, because our researchers are trained over 26 years, not 26 minutes like our opposition, and they know which are the dud properties and which are the good properties, so that they are going to contribute money towards this guarantee that we give you as well. So if you think they're going to risk their money giving you the wrong sort of property, and that's your safeguard. What I'd like you to do, next property you're thinking of buying, say to the agent or marketer, okay, can you give me a written 10-year guarantee if I don't have a tenant that you'll pay the missing rent? And just see how quickly they can run away. So this is how the club system works. If you don't have a tenant, we'll pay you 50% of the rent. Why not 100%? Because this money is taxable. So if we paid you 100%, you'd be paying tax to the tax man, and our money would then forego to the tax man. But we find, and we give you a cash flow program to show it, that 50% makes the whole thing cash flow positive. And you'll have that cash flow in writing before you even do an expression of interest. So that's our guaranteed peace of mind for you.
One of the things which we're looking at doing is we're offering this exclusive offer for all our club members. And we did this 5 years ago, and it was so successful. It was fantastic because we had a lot of members who took part in this program. And why are we so confident about this? Because we are so confident about this initiative because we put the right properties up for recommending to our members, and we are quite confident. Our researchers, they do a lot of research and they follow a process which they're able to list the properties, and therefore provide this the right properties for you as a member to invest in. And so therefore it is very important for us to provide this to you. Now what we're offering is for the first 100 people only, and this is a very exclusive offer because it is to get 10 years no tenant no problem is a big deal for us as a club. So what we're offering is we're offering it for the first 100 people who provide a reservation. And so what you'll get is this exclusive offer is only for 30 days. So you're going to get a survey. Please check your email and then fill out a reservation form. If you're serious about this, fill out a reservation form, and where you can submit your reservation, and then you will be in this to qualify for the first 100 people.
Right with you there, Roger. This is the most important thing you can do tonight. You can take a positive step towards your future. Don't sleep on it and think you're going to do something tomorrow, because right now we can show you the secret that the banks are keeping from you. We can probably save you $60,000 to $100,000 on each of the properties you've got. And that's right, $60,000 to $100,000 on each of the properties you've got. We've got trained mortgage munchers working for the club that free of charge will help you put more money in your pocket. We are property advice experts, and we have to make it right, otherwise you would sue us. So what we suggest you do is apply to go on the reserve list. That means that 100 people anyway will eventually work through our system we have here to protect you. Very time consuming, but this protects you that you won't miss out on that 30-day period that we've got there. So you'll have an email coming to you right now. Have a look at it, complete it, send it back to us, and we'll have a mortgage muncher person working for you free of charge. It'll be the start of a brand new life with cash in your pocket, not going to the tax man or to the banks. Back to you, Roger.
So Kev, now I'd like you to just go through and tell our members how the process is going to work.
Okay, so this is all legally binding us to you. So you've gone on the reservation list, you've found the sort of property that you're looking for, tested all the formulas that we give you to see that it's the right fit for you, you handle it comfortably, then you move on. We then give you the certificate that guarantees you that for 10 years, if you don't have a tenant, we pay you 50% of the rent. So that covers your outgoings. So you'll have the certificate. You can see how we use competition among letting agents to get you the best tenant and as quick as possible. Now this competition is impossible because if you've got properties agents will only take exclusive listings. They won't compete. But because we've got 22,000 landlords out there, they're falling over themselves to get access to that business, so they will compete. And isn't it better to have 3 agents trying to find your next tenant rather than just one? We have a form that you've got that you can complete, and then sit back and relax, go to the fridge and get a beer or a wine, and we do all the running around for you. And it's a very time-consuming and expensive service that we do for you free of charge. And of course, as you know, we then give you cash.
Okay, so one of the things what happens is this happens, as Kevin says, when we start when it's a new property, but it's also ongoing. So what happens when the tenant vacates, basically? So what we need you as a member, 2 weeks prior to the vacancy, please submit your form to our leasing department, and our leasing department will look at it, and they will list it with 3 approved agents, and hope they will secure a tenant for you. Now, if they do not secure a tenant for you within those, by the time the property becomes vacant, then from 2 weeks after that, if they then they will provide we will provide the payment of 50% of the missing profile rent. So therefore that gives you peace of mind to continue with your investing journey. It's as easy and as simple as that. So looking at the next steps, as Kevin said, you're going to get a survey in your mail. Please make sure that you complete that. Get on the reservation list. It's very important you get on the reservation list. And as Kevin mentioned, well, one of the things which we're going to be talking about, the next steps, we're going to have someone to talk to you about the secrets the banks don't want you to know. And also our mortgage muncher and the experts are available to discuss this with you and how that can help you, assist you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a few questions now. I've got a couple of questions coming in, and so I'm going to ask Kevin a couple of questions. But what I also want to let you know is that we are going to take a lot more questions. I know a lot of people will have questions, and we have already got quite a few. But please feel free to enter your questions send it to enquiries@propertyclub.com.au. Again, that email is enquiries@propertyclub.com.au, and Kevin and myself will answer all of them. We'll provide you with information. Now, we're doing a special also today. For every question which is sent to our enquiries hotline, it'll go into a draw to win a free tank of petrol or 2 gold class movie tickets. Okay, so that's what we are going to be offering. So for the next 48 hours, if you have any questions with regards to the No Tenant No Problem, feel free to send your questions to enquiries@propertyclub.com.au, and someone will go into at least one person will be picked out of that list and will win a free tank of petrol and 2 gold class tickets. Now, just going back to a couple of questions which we have, Kevin, one of the questions which came up was, does the NTNP apply to all properties which the club sells in the next 30 days?
Yes, we'll make sure that they satisfy the list, because the researcher, when there's a claim, has to contribute some of the money as well. So everyone in the organisation that's helping you is liable. So that's a great peace of mind you've got there. So, yes.
Okay. Another question, Kev. Well, a lot of people have said one of the questions was, long vacancies can be very expensive, because how is that going to be covered? Because if you have to pay your mortgage and you have to pay your rates and all that. So this is how is this going to help the member do this?
That's a good question, because you're really asking, can the club afford to offer this fantastic offer? We've done it before, and we have to be careful, because to make an offer and not being able to follow through, it would obviously be some sort of a legal breach. We've done it in the past because, unlike everyone else, we've been around for 26 years, not 26 minutes. And in that time, we know the right sort of properties. We know the wrong sort of builders. We avoid them. We alone have a builder's blacklist. And we've got builders on there that have been trying to get back on for 20 years. We don't want them. They're not worth the risk. So with our rental department set up, with our competition to get multiple letting agents working for you, we're confident that we can pull this off. And that's why we offer it on limited time only. It's just 30 days, once every 5 years. And we've got the reservation list. Obviously, it's going to take a lot longer than 30 days to find the ideal property for you. The reservation list means that you're locked into this offer for you. And it's just 100, so that we can cross that through for the next 10 years. Yes, Roger.
Okay, Kev, that's about it for the moment. It's a short and sweet webinar, so thank you so much for your time, guys, and we look forward to hearing from you. Enquiries@propertyclub.com.au, and we are going to be running a lot more of these shorter webinars in 2021. and we look forward to catching up with you at an event sometime or at our next webinar. Please keep an eye out on your email, and you please register for the next one. Thank you, Kevin, for your time today and for your insights into and offering this this fantastic initiative. I think it is one of the best initiatives the club has offered. Thank you for your time, and good night, everyone.
Thanks, Roger. But just before we close, I've got a nice little special for everyone here. They know Clifford Bennett, the economist, has been with the club for a long time. We know his expert predictions. He's correctly predicted the last two American elections, the Australian elections as well, of course, the movements in the financial markets around the world and in Australia. He's got a special prediction on where he believes a crash is coming up. I've done my predictions, which I do every year, and we both keep record of how we're going on those predictions. Now, the good thing about these predictions, if they're right, you can make a lot of money, because when something goes wrong, there's winners and there's losers. So very shortly, you'll have this information and you'll be able to be a winner. We'll also be sending you through a bit of an idea of the sort of properties, as you can see here, that we've got, that you can buy for $0 down at all, nothing. And it costs you nothing to hold it each week. And that's a pretty unique, exclusive process that the club has pioneered over 26 years. And that's why we've got so many millionaires, more than anyone else in the world, and they've got there because it hasn't been any sacrifice. It's been easy. Just set up correctly and follow the system that we give you. So that's it from me. Thanks for your time. We've tried to keep this short and sharp. We've got another series of 3 coming up, and we'll show you how to get wealthy and make 21 a fantastic year for you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, everyone, and good night.